Hello and welcome to Surviving Mars, the Green Planet DLC. I've had my eye on this game for quite some time now, I just never really got around to playing it. And when I saw that the Green Planet DLC came out, it kind of caught my eye again, so I figured why not? Let's give her a whirl. I played like a half game and then like a pretty full game, just so I kind of have an idea what's going on and I'm not a complete noob going in here, so hopefully you're not yelling in the comments. You might still, but should be less of that. I've also got a pretty good plan for how we're going to do kind of a quick start, so that might be useful. So who knows? Maybe you'll learn a thing or two. Otherwise, hopefully we'll have some fun because we are going to crank up the difficulty pretty high, and I'm also going to try and keep things looking pretty. I mean, we're going to try and design stuff with some flair so it doesn't look too generic. I should have actually shown the only mods that I've run in. We have automated tourism, we have the farther zoom, and show dust grid. This is just so that we have configs. Those are the only mods that I'm running because we are going to try and do a lot of tourism in the mid to late game. Zoom distance is super handy because your colony gets pretty big pretty fast, and this is just a quality of life. Should honestly be part of the game, but anyway, that's all we're running for mods. As far as mission sponsor, like I said, I do want to play hard, so our choices are basically the Ark, Russia, or Japan. Ark is crap in my opinion, because the Ark pod is garbage. Spire, don't care. Colonists have religious trait, don't care. Birth rate is doubled, I really don't care, because the last time I played this, the people fuck like rabbits, and I had to like severely limit their ability to have babies just to keep the population under control, so I really don't need them. I don't need that cranked up even more. And I don't really plan to use hydroponic farms. Hopefully, I'm hoping we can just beeline regular farms. So that is Russia, which RC Driller, I really don't like that line that says waste some of the deposit. That's kind of a no bueno for me, because resources are pretty scarce in the early game and I don't want to be wasting them. The concrete plant without a deposit, I mean, that's kind of helpful, but there's enough concrete on the map that in the early mid game you shouldn't have a problem with concrete at all. And by late game there's other ways you can get concrete, so that's kind of useless. The field extractors and the lower prefab costs and all that kind of stuff, that's kind of useful, but it's more of a mid-game thing. You don't typically, at least I don't, do field extractors in the early game. We may, though. I mean, it kind of all depends what kind of crap we get. So that pretty much leaves Japan, which is what we're going to pick, because they are awesome. Wasp drones are fucking amazing. I love these things. I mean, they're faster and they're flying, which is a benefit in itself, but I just love the way they visually look. Once you start getting a lot of them, watching them swarm over tasks is just honestly beautiful. I love watching it. It's so cool. Automatic metal extractors is super handy. It means we don't have to put domes to collect metals. We could just use drones. And then the big one is the rover cost and weight reduction, and exploring sectors gives research points. So you need people to do research typically in the beginning. So as a way around that, I have a plan where we're basically going to scan the piss out of the map and try and scan as much of the map as fast as possible using lots of sensor towers and lots of explorers so that we can get lots of anomalies, because if you can get anomalies, you unlock tech and get research. So if we can do that early game, we can kind of delay having to get a dome down just for research, at least for a little bit. We get a little better foothold before we have to bring people here. And specialists perform better, that's helpful too. But the big thing here is the rover reduction is going to be super handy for the early game, and the exploring grants research points is honestly so overpowered. I'm actually surprised that's a stat in the hard column, because you can abuse that in the early game to quite a degree, which I'll show you. So we're going to go with Japan. As far as commander, to be honest, you could pick any of these. They all have their merit. You can make an argument for any of them. I've decided I'm going to go with rocket scientist purely just because I want to be a rocket scientist. That's literally the only reason. It does give us an extra rocket. Again, not super handy. I mean, I was fine with only one rocket the last time I played, so I'm sure we can find use for it. Maybe we can do some planetary anomalies with it or something, but it's not really a game changer for me. And getting access to the shuttle hubs is pretty useful because it allows you to expand quicker. In fact, well, it allows you to expand in general. But to be honest, I'm basically just picking this just because I want to be a rocket scientist. I'm not really picking it for the perks. Logo, I think we're gonna go with the trees, the new one. Mystery, I'm just gonna leave random. I have done 2 of them, the Power of 3 and Dredger. But I have no idea what any of these other ones are. So we're just going to leave it random and see what we get. I hope it picks ones that I haven't done. It kind of sucked to get one I've already done. But rival colonies, I thought about turning these off just because I kind of hate trying to beat them to milestones. But if we want to up the difficulty, that actually adds a bit of extra challenge because it puts a rush on you that you need to try and hit those milestones before they do. Same thing with the planetary anomalies, you need to hit those before they do. You can also trade with them, but I don't typically do that very much. It can be useful in the mid game to kind of help out. In fact, trading food for stuff is pretty easy, or pretty good because food is easy to make. But whatever. Anyway, we're gonna leave them on. They're kind of annoying, but we'll leave them on. We're not gonna set any custom game rules. So, that's going to be those settings. As far as a loadout's concerned, we're not going to bring a moisture vaporizer because we're going to try and find a water deposit. We're going to bring 2 fuel refineries though because we want to get fuel going as fast as possible. We're also going to bring a Sterling just to give us some power off the start. Drone hub is kind of, it's a personal preference I guess. Typically you can unlock and research the drone hub before you send your rocket back, because you do need to get one down before you send your rocket back. But we're going to bring one just in case, just as kind of a safety net, that in case we don't get that tech super quick, we will still have a drone hub and can send our rocket back. Because we want to send it back as fast as possible, because you do get a milestone for it. We're going to get rid of the commanders though. We are going to bring an explorer, because we want to, like I said, get anomalies ASAP. And other than that, to be honest, we're just going to kind of leave it default. I am going to grab a handful of drones, just because drones are helpful, super helpful in the early game. And then I guess let's get some extra machine parts. And a couple more drones. Cool. That's going to be our first rocket. We are going to get a bunch of supply pods as well, but we'll get to that in a minute. As far as landings go, there's like pre-selected ones. I have no idea what any of these maps are except this one, because that was the one I played on before I played this playthrough. It was a pretty fun map actually. It was pretty cool. I did some pretty neat stuff with that one, so I recommend that one as long as you don't mind dealing with meteors. They typically hit in the north. Tip. So if you build in the north, you're going to get pelted with meteors a lot. But for this playthrough, I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to do random. And what I want to look for is we want to try and find something that has at least 3 or 4 resources, just because otherwise that's annoying. And I'm also going to try and get at least 2 of the threats to 3 or 4 to kind of add some extra difficulty, so that hopefully it makes it a little bit trickier for us here. So let's see if we can find something. Oh shit. There we go. I think I found one. It's got max resources. Awesome. And it's got lots of meteors and dust storms. I've never dealt with dust storms before, so that'll be interesting. I'm not sure what they do. I imagine it's gonna suck for maintenance. And meteors can be pretty annoying too, but they do bring metal and anomalies, so that's kind of fun. Steep kind of sucks, but I actually don't mind that either, just because I enjoy leaving the terrain kind of untouched. I enjoy having to like kind of build around it and use it as, I don't know, I guess part of the design of the colony. Cool. So we're at 460% difficulty. We're going to 11 north, 112 east, apparently. Looks like a pretty flat area, actually. It is meteor pelted, though. You can see all the meteors. Yeah, I think this will be our loadout. So let's go set up shop. We have arrived. We are on Mars. Yay! So the first thing you want to do when you start is obviously pause it. Get rid of that. Lovely, that's cool. Terraforming, don't care. Yeah, we do. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to set text. Yeah, that's off. So what do we got? We don't need those in the beginning. I don't need that in the beginning. Can't even build those. Ooh, that's nice. We actually got polymer and fuel refineries right off the get-go. Wow. That's awesome. I fought so hard for that in the last playthrough. It was like way down here. It was so annoying. What else we got? Oh, wow. Okay, well that's first. We're gonna have a bunch of explorers, so we're definitely getting that first. There is diminishing returns on this, so we're not actually gonna get 100 for every explorer. It's gonna go down every explorer. I don't know how much it goes down by. I guess we'll find out. Polymer blades. Those are useful. We'll get that. We don't have people, so we don't really care about that right now. So I guess we'll unlock factories next. Cool. So that'll be our starting research. Now we do want to make sure that the very, very, very first thing you want to do before you do anything else is set your research. Because if, for instance, we trigger any milestones here, we're going to get research points for it. So you want to make sure that you have stuff queued up so that when you get those research points, it actually goes to something. You don't want to waste those in the very beginning, because we are going to orbit scan 4 nodes here. So definitely the very first thing you want to do is set your research, no matter what. Now that's even more important for us because we get research points for scanning. So we definitely want to make sure we set research before we go trying to find where we're going to land. And in that regard, we need to find water. So what do we got? Metal, concrete, metal, concrete, concrete, metal. Ooh, what was that? Rare metal. Okay. Wow, okay. So there's a ton of concrete metal over there. What's this? Nothing. Ooh, there's possibly water there. Metal. Ooh, there might be a research node up there. More metal, rare metal. Oh, there's some water. Potentially water. There's no guarantee that these are actually going to have this, what they're saying. It's just there's a chance of it. Ooh, there's some more water. I think we might be landing up here. Okay. Well, looks like we're going up here. This is about our only hope for water here. So let's get some scans. This says potential. Hello. 2300 water. Hells yeah. That's gonna supply us for the first quite a while. 1500 concrete, that's not bad. 63 metal, that kind of sucks. We do need rare metal, though. This said it potentially has rare metal. Aha! We do have rare metal down here. And more water. Holy shit, we got a lot of water. Yeah, we're definitely landing up here. What do we got? We got 2 more scans. Well, I guess might as well just might as well make a nice little Z. All right. Fuck yeah. So this is gonna be our landing, cause we got an ass load of water. We actually don't have a lot of we only have 1 concrete node, so we're gonna have to find some more concrete to some degree. But we got metal and rare metal here as well, so this should be a perfect starting spot for us. So let's queue up some scans. Okay, so we got our scan set up, and we got a milestone, which is what I was talking about. You want to make sure you have text set up for that. Now, one thing I do want to know. So what's our research at right now? So we've got 250 right now because we got that milestone. That's not going to tick. Okay, so before we do that, I need to order a shit ton of supply pods. We need, actually, even before we do that, let's get rid of this pink rocket because no. Okay, so we need a commander and 5 electronics. I'm gonna call this COM1. Launch. And then we're gonna do an explorer with 5 electronics. Call this X1. Launch. Okay, so essentially we're gonna do this a bunch of times. So these guys can get through here, right? Yeah, they can drive through there. So we'll be able to cover this with our main base buildings. We are going to need someone down here though, so we're going to send a pair of supply pods down here. We're also going to need a pair here and a pair here. So let's get 4 more of these. So we got 3 pairs. So what we're going to do is we're going to land a pair down here, a pair here, and a pair here. And then we're going to blanket this place with radar towers so that we can scan the crap out of stuff. Now, there's 2 things we need for that. We need metals and we need electronics, hence why each of these have some electronics with them. And then we'll be able to salvage the supply pods for metals. That'll give us what we need to build the sensor nodes. The kicker though is we need to get autonomous sensors unlocked. Oh shit. We've already completed 2 researches. So we did get research points for doing probes. Neat. That's a hell of a way to start. We haven't even done anything yet. We've already got 2 things researched. Hells yeah. I don't really need this, but I'm trying to fish for autonomous sensor towers here. And I can't remember which column it's in, which is kind of bugging me now. It's either robotics or physics, but we need to find that in order to make this plan work. Because right now those sensor towers are going to need power and maintenance, which we're obviously not going to be able to provide. So we're going to get autonomous sensors so that we don't have to deal with that. But we'll get to that in due time. So we got concrete, we got metal. These are just anomalies. We've got water, so we're probably going to have our production up here. And we'll probably have to do a dome down here eventually, just because that's where the rare metal is. Okay. So, let's land you a little bit away from that water. You're still in range of the concrete. Cool. You can go there. Alright. Have we set everything? We got our scans queued, we got tech queued, we got our supply pods coming. Yeah, piss off. We got our rocket. We still have 1.2 billion left, which is not a lot. Alright. I think we should be good. So let's bring our rocket down. Yay, a bunch of new anomalies. That's just these ones that we scanned. These 4 here. Come to me, rocket. Fast forward. Oh, what do you want? Camera? Fuck off. Yeah, go away. So. Oh, look at all those drones. So do we have any keys? We don't. That sucks. Well, whatever. Go get the eyeballs, get some research points, and then go get that one. You can shift click to queue tasks with these guys so that they'll actually do a bunch of orders. I didn't learn that until partway into the game, but it's super handy and useful. Otherwise, we need to keep it paused here. So we need to get our basics up and running here. So we need a concrete extractor, which can go there, and it's going to need a power cable, which that gets it out of the dust. We're going to need some dumping stations. Now, we need water. So that's in here. Put that there. Yeah, we can still reach from those ones. Cool. We're only going to need one of these off the start, but I'm just kind of making sure that we can add to it if we need to. This should give us what? How rich is this? Average. So if we're lucky, we'll get 4, which that'll be enough to power a dome and a few fuel refineries. So that should give us plenty off the beginning here. And I mean, clearly water is not. There's literally water everywhere. It's amazing. I love it. So the other thing we need is power. Power. What's our wind bonus up here? 40%. That's not bad. So we'll probably do wind. I think we'll do wind instead of solar. It does take machine parts, but we do have an extra rocket. We can always get some more machine parts if we need. But we need a jump start on that. So if we get a Sterling, because we have a prefab of this, that keeps it out of the dust. Although technically, as long as I keep this closed, I believe it doesn't need maintenance. But we'll keep it out of range of the dust cloud anyway. FYI, extractors, that's what this white is. They emit dust, and anything that gets built in that range will pick up dust and it deteriorate faster, which means it needs maintenance faster, which burns resources faster. So typically you want to keep your extractors isolated from the rest of your base so that they're not throwing dust all over everything. But this will give us 10 power, if I remember right, which will be enough to run these. Probably going to need more than that though, because we need fuel. How far over does this dust thing go? Can we just make a pipe? Okay, so it goes to that one. We know that. We can put this here. Huzzah! This is what I mean by we want to keep them out of the dust cloud. Cool, so we'll put our fuel there, which can then fuel this guy, and when it takes off it won't cover them in dust. What else need? Nothing else needs water right now. So we can just leave that pipe as is. It does need power though. So we bring this. Sure. Let's do that. Blip. Alright, now we need power. More power, I should say. Do we want to do the shitty ones or do we want to just do a big one? Screw it. Go big or go home. That's my philosophy. Let's throw one of those. We'll see how much power that gives us. So, we want priority on that guy and that guy, because we need concrete to build the rest of this. And we need... what do we need? We need storage. We could probably move this again later. Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to line up storage on the side here. So we need concrete, universal, and metal. We want to make sure we have metal because basically when the drones have nothing to do, they'll start harvesting these deposits that are in range, which should be pretty much all of these actually. Yeah. So we'll get a bunch of starter metal off these here. We're also going to bring a transporter pretty quick here so that we can get more metal, hopefully. Although it actually doesn't look like there's much around here. Huh. That sucks. Oh well. Might be heading for this guy faster than we thought. Alright, I think we are ready. Yeah? Go. Do my bidding. Why are you guys getting metal? Oh, you need it for the extractor. Fair enough. Carry on. I thought they were getting metal to put on the supply thing. It's like, you idiots, don't do that. Alright, so we got concrete up and going. I'm gonna switch the graphics on it. This one looks more futuristic. Like it's just kind of a weird wheel thing. But I'm a sucker for the old school, traditional looking digger. I just think they look a lot cooler.
Milestone achieved.
These guys we had prefabs, so they just went through those down. I already got an anomaly? Oh, milestone for scanning it. I gotcha.
The odd composition of the debris collected from the anomaly site has proven to be
a genius applicant is available on Earth. That's cool.
Team.
He's probably an alcoholic. I find anytime there's someone with a good trait, they always have a horrible trait with them. Actually, alcoholics aren't that bad. Gamblers worse, if you have casinos. And there's actually way worse ones, like lazy. Lazy's a really bad one. Cool. So right now we're just basically waiting for our supply pods. We'll let them get the last of this stuff up and running. What's our power situation? We have 15 demand right now. Is this built? That's not built. Let's just turn you off for now. Because I don't think we have enough power. What are you guys doing? You're still trying to build that. Yeah, because this will give us 10. Yeah. So once we get this fan up, we should be able to have enough power.
Our initial spectrographic
Ooh, another anomaly. Ooh, chromium.
To find such a rich deposit of such a rare metal.
We can either get a
was an understatement.
Deep deposit or reduce all tech by 10%. Well, being we haven't even started the tech tree, I feel like this is going to have the biggest payout. Because if this turns out to be like a 300 node or something stupid, that's totally not worth it. So this is a pretty easy decision, actually. I'll take the tech reduction, thanks. Will you guys finish building this stupid thing already? Oh, you can't, because the... Oh, goodness sakes. Turn that off. Get back to digging concrete. Okay. So that should sort itself out. We're not making fuel. I'll have to go fix that. But let's get our big master plan running here. So, we're going to land a pair of dropships here. Where'd that other one go? There he is. And then we'll land a pair down here. And the final pair will come down here. So let them all land here. Should look pretty cool. Whee! So we got our electronics, now we just need our metal, which we can get from salvaging these guys. So basically what our plan here now is we're just going to blanket this map in radar nodes. Now we have enough materials here to build 10, which to be honest for this cliff is excessive. We aren't going to need that many, but whatever. So we're going to do sensors for everybody. We're going to have sensor tower coverage out the yin yang here. We do want to put one of these in the base. And we'll just... Sure. Alright. So, that's a lot of sensor towers. So, we definitely need to get autonomous towers as quick as possible, but essentially how we're going to do this, we're going to let... are you going to rip those apart? No? Hey. Drones.
Resources are low.
Why are you, why are you not ripping those apart? What's your dealio here? Salvage. No? Oh, there they go. Oh, they don't actually have to rip them apart, it's a timer. I gotcha. Silly fool. Okay, so the plan here now, we'll be able to move the commander to get those ones built. But essentially what you want to do here is you want to grab a drone, grab an electronics, grab a metal, then highlight them, and then just send them out, and they'll go build that sensor tower. And we're going to do the same with these guys. And send them out there to go build that one. And this is going to get really annoying and painstaking, so I'm probably going to cut a lot of it out. But before we do that, let's just go check on our base here. How's this? I almost got that built. What is this? Why do we already have a... What is this? While digging in the dirt, a drone is... Ooh, we found a supply pod. So... Don't want that. A trielectric scrubber. Man, I can get a trielectric scrubber right off the bat. Hot damn. That would be really useful for the wind turbine farm. Lasers would be useful. Those will shoot meteors down. And a shuttle hub would be pretty useful too, actually. Although we don't really have to... We have nowhere to move resources to right now, so that's kind of a no bueno. I'm gonna take the scrubber. Because we can put that into our windmill farm here to reduce the maintenance. So this is the scrubber here. Essentially it reduces the maintenance, how fast you have to maintenance things. And because these wind turbines take machine parts, which we're not even making right now, reducing how quick we use them will be super helpful. That's awesome. These things are awesome in general, but I've never had one this early in the game before. That's freaking amazing. These guys are keeping busy, aren't they? Yeah. So we'll wait till these guys kind of calm down before we build these towers. I think will be our plan here. Why did you... Oh yeah, it doesn't need concrete. Anywho, I got a lot of sensor towers to go build here. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention also, another benefit to doing this is there's a mission goal to get 6 sensor towers, so because we're spamming sensor towers everywhere, we get a bonus 15 drones right off the beginning of the game. Which that in itself is also pretty cool. We have nowhere to store them right now though, because we don't have a drone hub yet, but once we get a drone hub, we should be able to pop all those guys out. So one other thing I do want to do as well, these guys are done building all their sensor towers up here. So we still have some crap laying on the ground, so we're going to throw a universal storage down, and I'm going to just turn it to 0. That'll get these drones to actually put the stuff on here, so that once we have the shuttles, they should, in theory, come out here and actually pick up these resources and bring them back to our base, since they're literally stuck on top of a mountain right now, and we can't actually get to them. It's just another way to make sure that like you don't want to kind of leave stuff laying on these temporary things, because the shuttles won't interact with those. At least from what I've found. So we've finished more research. Subsurface, we don't really care about that. What was this? You found metal. I disagree. I see no metal. Oh, it's talking about this. Ha. Okay, cool. Good enough. What's this? Anomaly analyzed.
And you'll find it's anything but
Ooh, germanium-rich mineral. Discover rare metal deposit. So what would that have been? That was that guy. Oh yeah, so that was that one over there. Ooh, 1,000 with a very high. Hello, that's nice. Cool. So that should finish off this floor. So we've used everything we need. So we'll do what we did before. We'll throw a quick thing down. Put that there. Now I just need to finish these ones. Which are going to be kind of a bitch because they're pretty far out. Shit. I just realized I fucked up here. Let's get rid of that. I put too many towers down here. What is that? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's 11 towers. We don't actually have No, don't do that. Scan over there if you're gonna scan something. So let's get rid of this one too. We only have enough materials to build 10, and for some reason I put 12 down here, which is kind of a mistake. So that's cool. That'll speed things up. I only got 2 towers left now. And we got some new techs. Greenhouse, Mars, and transport optimization. Where are those? Oh yay. A machine we don't even have. That'll be helpful. We should probably get that soon. Oh yeah, and we also... I started this. Just the salvage stuff. And I also queued up these guys, although... I pretty much just put them there just so that something was there. I don't actually want that right now, but... let's get... Amplify... Yeah. So we'll do decom, drone swarm, and then amplify. And we'll just throw that on the end just in case. Alright, so the drones are off to build the last floor of our sensor towers. So we now have 23 sensor towers. We haven't built any of these ones up here yet, but I'm not super concerned about them yet. Because I don't really want to use... Unless we're going to get more electronics in the next shipment, I don't really want to use these electronics right now. What is that going to hit? Oh, sweet. Jesus. No. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Oh! Oh, wow, that was close. Oh my god, we almost lost that that commander. Jesus. Anywho. So, now we just need autonomous sensor towers. Once we get autonomous sensor towers, all of those towers are going to light up, and we will be able to start scanning the map like a madman. And then we can start shipping our explorers all over the place as well. We're getting 280 from them, so that's pretty cool. How many of those do we have? 4? I think we have 4, don't we? Yeah, we have 4. So you only get this. So that's some pretty nasty diminishing returns on that. Seems like it's definitely only useful up till about 4. Otherwise, base looks good. Our rocket is surprisingly almost fueled already, even without that new research, so that's cool. So at this point, we're kind of just gonna have to sit and wait. So I think we might call this episode a wrap. We got a good foothold going, a good start to our base. Hopefully, anyway. Seems like it so far. So yeah, until next time, ta-ta!